Game Week 2 deadline in Club World Cup Fantasy is very nearly here, and this is everything you need to know before selecting your final team. Before we get into the video, as always, be sure to like and subscribe. The support does not go unnoticed. And if you are interested in being in my mini league, the code will be on the screen right now, or you can click the link in the description. If we begin to look at some players to target, teams to target for Game Week 2, and it's no surprise that Benfica come out on top when they play Auckland. In the group that Benfica are in, it's either them or Boca that will qualify with Bayern Munich, and I think it will depend on who scores more against Auckland, as I think the goal difference will have a massive factor in who goes through. Benfica are expected to score 6 goals and a clean sheet percentage of 77%. Pavlidis, Di Maria, they are great attacking options, Di Maria being on pens as we saw in Game Week 1. But I think going big on the defence is also a great way to score points in Game Week 2. Especially with Otamendi, he got a goal and assist in Game Week 1. And I think he's got 8 goals this season in all comps for Benfica now. And that is really impressive for a defender. All these players are under 5% ownership or in and around. Although I think it will increase massively as we get closer to the Game Week 2 deadline. Man City is an obvious one. They play Al Ain in Game Week 2. And I think Al Ain, according to Opta rankings, are around a League 1 quality side. And we saw what Man City did to Salford in the FA Cup. Salford being a decent League 2 side at the time. And they scored 9 against Salford. And we could definitely see something similar to that. And Haaland, Marmoush, they will be great options with the expected goals of 3.43. Although I don't really like going for Man City defenders because pet roulette. I think we've all been victim to that at some point. And I just don't like going for Man City defenders because the rotation risk is always there. But a clean sheet percentage of 71% is great. So if you're looking to go that way, go for it. Palmeiras were really impressive in Game Week 1 against Porto despite the 0-0 draw. And they faced Al Ahly in Game Week 2. Al Ahly were really disappointing. They really should be beating Inter Miami. Their defence was awful, but they couldn't score against Inter Miami. And I think Palmeiras should have the upper hand on Al Ahly. Expected goals are 1.80 and a clean sheet percentage of 50% is really encouraging. And I think going for Palmeiras assets is a great way to go if you want to rise up the ranks because their players will definitely be differentials. Looking for Palmeiras defenders could be a good way to go, especially wing backs or full backs to get some attacking returns potentially. But attacking players are also a good way to go with that expected goals of around 2. Estavo being Palmeiras' best player, you could say, in that attack for Palmeiras. But those are 3 teams I'll be looking at across the next few days before the Game Week 2 deadline. But there are other good options elsewhere that you can definitely have a look at yourself. If we now begin to look at how I'm doing in Game Week 1 so far, it gives a good idea of where I'm going to go in Game Week 2. I got off to a fairly poor start. The deadline messing up was really bad for myself and for a lot of other people. But in the end, it almost sort of worked out in my favour. I probably wouldn't have Otamendi in my side and he got a 15-pointer. And with the captaincy being really weird in this game, we've learned that you can basically captain anyone you want. And that basically renders the max captain booster useless. But Otamendi 30-pointer, that is really good for myself. Elise also 19-pointer, but the Harry Kane 2-pointer is really disappointing. I did say about going big at the back with players that were under 5% ownership, and Colwill fit the bill and he got a 9-pointer. Cucurella only got 6 points in Game Week 1, whilst Colwill got 9, and I think that really shows how important the scouting bonus points are. I've got many plays to go and I am in a great position at the moment. I'm around 7,000th in the world and that is great. This is how I'm looking so far for Game Week 2. I've made 3 transfers so I have taken a hit. I don't like usually taking hits, but in this game I think it's important to target the games where the bigger teams are playing the smaller teams. I'm sticking with the double Benfica defence. We saw the clean sheet odds and I expect Otamendi to be in and around the goal involvements. Moving on, I thought Chelsea were quite sloppy at the back against LAFC and I think Flamengo could score against them. So to use money elsewhere, I transferred in Asensio of Real Madrid. Hopefully he starts in Game Week 1 so we get a better understanding of his minutes. Real Madrid face Pachuca in Game Week 2 and their odds of keeping a clean sheet are quite high. Asensio is also only 4.2 million, and that is really ideal. Kelly, Pavard and Hakimi stay the same. I fancy all players to keep a clean sheet if they do play. Dumfries seems to be out injured, so Pavard could be a good alternative if you're looking to stay in the Inter Milan defence. Kelly and Pavard are under 5% ownership, so of course they are eligible for the scouting bonus points. Moving into midfield, Brandt and Mastantuono are the two players who have yet to play, so they could easily be taken out when we learn more about them. But because Mastantuono is so low in price, he really does help elsewhere, so I'm really looking to keep hold of him. And he is River Plate's main man, so there shouldn't be any rotation risk. Palmer was disappointing in game week 1, although you can't keep him out for long. He will certainly be back involved with the goals very soon. His substitution was a little surprising, but I expect him to play the full 90 against a stronger side. Despite the blank, he did make 6 shots, and on another day he could have scored 1 or 2. With Musiala being very close to full fitness, we could see Elise's numbers hinder slightly, so there is a world where I transfer out Elise to make room for Haaland instead of Marmoush, who we'll get onto shortly. Elise was great against Auckland as expected, 2 goals and 2 assists, but many attackers were just as good. Di Maria is my second transfer. He is in for Di Asciata, who played well in game week 1 to be fair to him, but of course we want to target that Auckland game, and in my opinion Di Maria looks to be the best Benfica player to go for. He is on pens and corners, and looking back at the Bayern game, Auckland were playing very deep, so it made it harder for the striker, Harry Kane, to get involved, whereas the wingers were getting all the goal involvements. So that is my thinking of going for Di Maria over Pavlidis. I think it's pretty much a guarantee that Di Maria will get a few points in game week 2. Marmoush is a third transfer I am looking for, so of course I am taking a hit. For me, he is a lower price alternative of Haaland, and when Man City are playing a poor side like Al Ain, I think it's pretty important to have a Man City attacker. I am worried about Marmoush's minutes, as we all know what Pep is like, but he has been very impressive in his time at Man City so far. He may well be on penalties, we're not too sure. Of course he took one and missed one in the FA Cup final. I've kept Kane in at the moment, but you could easily be a straight swap for Haaland if needs be. Like Palmer, you can't keep Kane out for long, but his performance against Auckland was not very encouraging. As of the time of recording, Guirassy is another player who is yet to play in game week 1, but his numbers speak for themselves. He's a very good striker, and at only 9 million, I don't really see a negative in having him. I'm not using a booster this week. We now understand how captaincy works in the game, so the max captain booster is pretty useless unless used in the final. And I'm likely to wildcard in game week 3 when the better sides are going to rotate. I am worried by the absence of Mbappe and other Real Madrid attackers in this side, but I feel a lot more confident in the squad at the moment than I did before the game week 1 deadline. And that's it. That's what my team will roughly look like in game week 2. Be sure to like and subscribe if this video has helped you. My main league and Twitter will be linked in the description. I do a lot of Club World Cup fantasy content on my Twitter, so be sure to have a look at that. Of course, locking your teams early. We don't want a repeat of what happened a few days ago. And yeah, good luck in game week 2.